Okay, so first things first, to know your entries and your targets is you have to study the sheet. You have to know the sheet. You have to know your actionable strat combos, right? So you'll hear some people they say they only trade inside bars, and that's perfectly fine. Um, this sheet shows you how to trade an inside bar, right? This is your entry, and this is your target, and I'm going to show you that on the chart. You have to know, like, do you like two reversals? Do you like two revs to the downside? Do you like 3 1 2s? Where's it at? 3 1 2s to the downs, or not to the downside or the upside, but do you like 3 1 2s? Some people have their setup that they like, and that's what they look for. Like, that's all they care about, because they got so good at just that strategy, they don't really care about other tickers unless it's doing their setup. Okay, so that's one way you can go about it. Some people like me, I'm an opportunist. I know all of these setups, but I do have my favorite. But depending on where any of these setups are on a chart, I'm gonna go for that. So that's first thing first. And you can find this strat combo. We have it in our resource tab, but you can also just Google strat cheat sheet and this will come up. So that's the first thing. The reason that's important is you need to know what to look for. Okay. So when it comes to this sheet, a 2 1 2 is an actionable signal. A 3 1 2 is an actionable signal. A 1 2 2 is an actionable signal. A 3 2 2 is an actionable signal. Okay. A 2 2 continuation is not an actionable signal according to the strat. Now, I still will trade a 2 2, no problem. But you have to recognize that it is not an actionable signal. So just because you trade them or you see other people trade them, rather that be moderators or admins in a group, you have to acknowledge that it is not an actionable signal. So some people will stay away from 2 2 continuations, this right here, and that means 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, or 2 up, 2 up. That's a continuation. A 2 down is a continuation. They may only look for where is it at? 2 2s. Right here, we have a 2 down and a 2 up. That may be what they're looking for. Is anybody confused on that portion so far? And don't feel yeah, feel free to speak up if you are. Okay. So when I ask that, make sure you are speaking up, because I asked that for a reason. When I'm teaching something, I'm building on what I'm talking about. So if you don't understand step 1 or step 2, you're not going to understand step 3, 4, and so on. So please don't feel ashamed. If you don't even know what the strat is, don't feel ashamed. I will explain everything. So we have some no's in the chat. Okay. All right, so moving on. Now that we understand that, we can go back to the chart. So actually, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to go through every setup. So let's start with inside bars. So something you can do is you just going through your whatever watch list you have, and let's say your setup is an inside bar, and that's what you care about. So Verizon has an inside bar right here. Okay. So the thing about inside bars is you can play them to either side, right? Inside bars represent consolidation. So if I was to go on a smaller time frame, like a 15-minute or whatever, anything less than a day, you'll see it consolidating. You'll see it go up and down, and it didn't pick a direction. Okay. It didn't go 2 2 back up to the upside. It didn't go 2 2 down, continuation to the downside either. It's stuck inside. So when you're charting and you see this at night, and you should be charting before the night before the market opens, so you're prepared. How you would chart this is you would chart for calls first. So this is my call entry, my daily call entry right there. Now for price targets, it's always the nearest candle that's higher than your entry, your call entry, right? So the nearest candle that's higher than this entry would be this. This would be your PT1. And my bad about my background. They're having a good time on the boats outside. Um, so yes, that is the daily PT1. And if you wanted to continue it, this would be your daily PT2 because that's the next highest candle that's higher than your call entry. Now, if you have a candle and the previous, this will never happen on an inside bar because it's inside, but we'll look at other candles. When you have a candle and the immediate one to the left of it is lower than the current candle, you just go to the next candle, the next highest candle, right? If this candle was lower than this candle, would that make sense? Let me show you. Would that make sense for this to be a price target when you enter it right here? No, you would be losing money, right? So you want the next highest candle as a price target, and that would be this one. Okay. So that is for our calls. So as of right now, we have charted our call entries and our price targets. Going to the downside, now we're going to chart our puts. So this would be our daily put entry, right? So when you're doing calls, you do the high of the day or whatever time frame you're looking at, which would be the wick. You always go with the wick. If it closed as a solid body, which that rarely happens, then you just go with the top of the solid body. But you want to go with the high of whatever candle you're on for a call entry. Okay. And for a put, you want to go for the low of whatever candle you're on. So if you're on a day, it'll be the low of the day. If you're on a week, it will be the low of the week, and so on and so forth. Okay. So for the put entries price target, it's going to be the nearest candle that's lower than your put entry. Okay. So that would be this one right there. And that would be our daily PT1. Does that make sense to everybody? Is there anybody that doesn't make sense to, and you want me to go over that again in a different way? Anybody? Uh, one more, as in you want to see one more example? Okay, one more time. Okay, no problem. So for inside bars, you can play them to either side. Okay. The reason being is because they represent consolidation. Consolidation means you're just going up and down. It has not picked a direction, which means bulls have no control and bears have no control. It's just ranging. So if we go to a smaller time frame, you can see this was the start of the day. We never broke either side of the previous day. This was the previous day's range. This was the previous day's high. We never broke the range for that. I'm sorry, this is the current day's high and low. We never broke the range. So it's just up and down, up and down, up and down, right? No, I said that right. This was the previous day's range. We never broke it. So we're staying inside of the previous day's range, which is this high right here and this low right here. This was the previous day. And we stayed inside there. So you don't want to be trading when something is inside. You can trade after, like the next day, after inside candle has already been formed. But if something doesn't break the high or the low of a previous candle, you do not want to be in that trade. Why is that? Because you're just getting chopped around, right? So imagine you get into calls right here, like you just throw away the strat. And for whatever reason, you get into calls right here, right? It comes down, it comes up, it comes down, it comes up, it comes down. You never make money, right? It's just chopping you around. It's just burning your premium and you're losing money just based off of theta alone. You have the Greeks working against you. We don't trade stocks, right? So if you traded stocks, you can afford to get in here and walk away and, I'll see you whenever I see you. Hopefully you go up, right? With options, you don't have that luxury. You have to be right. You have to be right because you have other factors working against you. So let me go back to the daily candle. So Now that this inside candle has formed, we have a call entry and a put entry. The call entry is the high of this candle, of the inside candle. And then the price target is the candle to the left of it that's higher than this call entry. Okay, so that's daily PT1. You can keep plotting your way up, daily PT2, daily PT3, but keep in mind when you do that, you may get into the mindset of like wanting it to run forever, and that's just not how it works. Sometimes this may go 2 up on a day and just hit the daily PT1, and that's it. That's the trade. It's done. And you can't be mad at that, even though that's only a 2-cent difference. I chose Verizon. Verizon is a shitty stock to choose, but it is what it is. You can't be mad if it reverses after that, because according to the strat, it did its job. The strat's job is once it breaks a call or a put entry. Somebody drawing on my 1 second. I don't know how to get rid of that. One second.
You should kick that asshole out of class.
I don't even know who that is, man. All right. Yeah, don't draw on my shit, y'all. All right. We good now. Let me check the chat.
Quick question for you.
What's up?
So is this why you say because when you were showing like the consolidation, is this why you're saying like you do it at higher time frames? So like you do it on a month and the 3 months. So when you look at the day, you can see kind of like if it's like in consolidation.
No. So the reason I look at the higher time frame, the higher time frames tell you where price is going. What was that, Sal?
My bad. I was gonna tell him any time frame can have consolidation. You know what I'm saying? The higher time frame just tell you where price is going or where it's not going with particular things of this nature. Honestly, I feel like you overthinking it, Mr. Ellis. You know, this is just the charting part of it, you know, but you can't tell consolidation, you know, amongst the different time frames. You get your entry on the lower time frames and you the higher time frames, literally like especially a quarter, a month, 2-week charts or the hybrid time frame tell you exactly where price is going at. Focus on the candles and different things of this nature along with the triggers.
Yes. And to add to that, right? Let's say we're inside month, right? But you got a fire set up on the daily. Do you think I'm not taking a trade just because we inside month? Inside month is consolidation. I don't care about that. It helps if we just went 2 up on the month, right? That's a confluence to what I'm trying to do, but it doesn't make or break. If you're looking for like daily setups or a weekly swing or whatever, and you see an inside week or whatever, that's what your main focus is. That's step 1. And then you start adding everything else to that. Then you start going through your time frames, your other higher time frames, like, oh shit, we just went 2 up on the month. We just went 2 up on a week. Plus, I'm looking for us to go 2 up on a day. Okay, that's how you add them. But we just starting with step 1 right now. All right. So we have our price targets. Another important thing that you can look at is ATR right here. So ATR is your average true range. And what that means is that's how much this stock usually moves in a day. Okay. It usually moves 52 cents in a day. Right. So if I know that, right, let's say we go 2 down tomorrow for whatever reason, we go 2 down. Now we closed up here. This is where this ticker closed at, right there. And we go 2 down on a day. So we closed at 38.42 and we go 2 down on a day. That's already a 33-cent drop right there. So just by us going 2 down on a day is a 33-cent drop. And then we have a 6 cents drop to daily PT1. So if I'm only looking to trade this for a day, do I think it's realistic for me to hit my daily price target number 2 right here? Now, it can happen, but you also want to use that ATR to keep you in check, to keep realistic price targets. If you're expecting this to drop $2 in a day, there's no evidence to tell you that that ticker moves like that, right? Now, if you trade in one of these big tickers like the Ferrari watch list, where it tell you, hey, this ticker moves $20 in a day, then it's realistic to have a price target that's $15 away, $20 away. That's realistic, right? So the average true range helps you keep your expectations of that ticker in check. And the average true range doesn't mean from price target, from put entry to price target.
Yeah, I was just about to say that average true range, because that does account for the downside and the upside of the ticker.
Yep. So that means throughout that day, it moved 52 cents, and that's up or down. Even if it consolidated, right? This consolidated from 38.55 to 38.09. That's still a range. So that's what it's accounting for. When I'm doing my analysis at night, I definitely write down the average true range. This average true range help you find your strike. It can, absolutely, it can. If you in a day trade and you 15 strikes out, but that ticker only moves $7 a day, then you probably shit out of luck, unless you got time on it. But yeah, average true range can absolutely help you pick your strike price. So everybody solid on call, put entries, and price targets so far?
Now, to answer Jabril question, basically you find the tickers from the sectors. You chart your sectors exactly the same way you chart your tickers. That's what leads you to your plays.
Let me go through, make sure. How did I find these tickers I have now? So the way I found them is I made this list a long time ago. Pretty much what I did was I have like Sal just said, I have the sector in ABC order, and then I have the tickers within that sector with the holdings from the greatest holdings, the greatest weighted holdings to the least. And if you want, I could send it to you, but that's pretty much what I did. And I got this off of sector SPDR. I just literally, here, I'll go look at it with y'all real quick. Where's my, right there. So right here, this is sector SPDR. You can just go to, let's say, XLC, right? And then you can go to holdings right here, and it'll show you the index weight. So this is the highest weighted tickers in XLC: Meta, Google, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and so forth, right? And this is another way you can find sympathy plays, right? So if you know Meta is about to have earnings, and you don't want to be crushed by like IV and shit like that, or whatever the case may be, you know Meta is about to have earnings, or let's say you can't afford Meta, you can find a ticker that follows Meta. It's gonna be less expensive. Netflix being 4.7% is kind of crazy to me. I don't know how much I believe that, but yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, this is another way you can find sympathy plays, and this is how I built that watch list that you just seen. That's exactly what I did. I just went down this list, and then I just did put it in here. Check the chat. And if anybody wants this watch list, you can just send me a DM on Discord and I'll send it to you. Or you can do
what was that site you was on?
Sector SPDR. There you go.
I have a bunch of different watch lists, literally with every damn watch list you could think of, with all the sectors and the holders and shit too.
Yeah. It's real good to have like those, see what some of these tickers are doing in those other sectors. It's real good. So we could look at Disney later. Let's answer the questions first. So any questions about call entry, put entry, and price targets so far?
I want, what I'm saying, people who really got questions, what I'm saying, y'all need to ask them now, because like during the market, some of these questions, it kind of get in the way of things, like the beginner type of questions, what I'm saying? So like we asked several times during the videos and stuff, like, do anyone have questions? And y'all don't ask them. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, you all ask them during the day, during the market. You know, don't be scared to ask a question. The only dumb question, you know what I'm saying, is the one not asked.
Yeah, that's a fact. Let me see. Just going through the chat. So I'm assuming since we don't have questions, this is not gonna come up again out of y'all, whoever's in this class right now. I'm assuming that's not gonna come up, and y'all gonna be good to go for tomorrow, right? Food
You
matter.
didn't miss too much. You didn't miss too much. You already know the chart, bro.
Yeah, we just went over call entries, put entries, and price targets. And we're gonna go through. We go find every single setup so y'all know what it looks like, and how to chart it. So we just did inside candles. All right. So now let's look for 2-2 reversals, like 2-2 revs. Somebody said Disney. Okay. So for Disney, we can look for a 2-2 rev on Disney. So this is the thing about 2-2 revs. If you're in a downtrend and you see let's say if you're in a downtrend and you're looking for a 2-2 rev, what you really want to be looking for is a hammer, right? Because if you think everything is going to be a 2-2 rev, you just going to be walking it down pretty much. So like this day right here, you'd be like, okay, I'm looking for a 2-2 rev. Oh, didn't give it to me. This day, I'm looking for a 2-2 rev. Oh, didn't give it to, like, you'll literally just be walking it down. When you're in a downtrend, you really want to be looking for hammers or some type of actionable signal that's going to tell you that it's about to go back up to the upside. If not, you just go be chasing it to the downside. Let me see if I could find an example. So like right here, well, that's a 3-2-2. That's not a 3-2. That's not a 2-2 rev. So like right here, you see this 2 hammer. This is a good point to look for a 2-2 rev. But for somebody said, let's look at Disney. So we'll chart Disney. So let's say we're looking for a 2-2 rev on Disney. This is our daily call entry. We're not playing it to the downside. Our plan is to play it to the upside for a 2-2 rev. So we're not going to chart puts. So this is our daily call entry. The next closest candle's high is right here. So this would be our price target. Okay. And then you want to look at your ATR and see if that makes sense. So the ATR says $1.82 in a day. And that lines up. That's an obtainable price target. Now keep in mind Disney closed down here. So it's a little past the ATR actually. No, it's actually lined up almost perfectly. I think it might be 182 exactly from the close to the price target. I'm not doing quick math, but it looks like that might be 182 exactly, or 183. Nope, 182. So this would be our call entry. This would be our price target. Now, per the strat, once it hits this, the strat has done everything it's supposed to do. The system has done everything. The strategy has done everything it's supposed to do. Now, if you expect it to keep going up here or keep going up here, that's on you. You have to plan for that, which means you need time for that to happen. If you expect that to happen in a day, then you're gonna have another thing coming. It can happen in a day, but when you're planning out your trades, you can't just keep expecting that to happen every single time because you'll get your feelings hurt real fast if you do that. Unless you buying multiple contracts and you leaving your runners to just go up there, perfectly fine. But if you if you're going with your contracts and you're looking to take them all off at the same time, to expect it to keep going up there when there's no evidence telling you that it should go up there, you'll probably get your feelings hurt. So we will be looking for a 2-2 rev to the upside. And let me look at something. Disney is in the downtrend, so you gotta account for that. It's trending down. So that's the dangerous things about 2-2 revs is if you're in a downtrend, there's nothing let me move this out my way. There's nothing stopping it from doing this. Okay, we got down, up, down and stopping like right before your price target before coming back down. So you really want to follow the trend, right? If we're trending down, you really don't want to be trying to go long on stuff because it may not hit your price target before coming back down. Even if we go 2-2 up 2-2 on the day, it may not reach your price target because the sellers are in right now. The sellers are in control. We are trending down right now. So the sellers are in control. So you will be going against trend. Now, unless you had like some insights, some news, like, hey, Disney just partnered with, I don't know, Google for whatever, yada, 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 and you think that's bullish news, and you see the momentum going up, cool. But if you start going against trend, you could get smoked like that. Let me check the chat. Price target is the exit, right? Yes, price target is the exit. When you enter a trade, where do you set your stop loss? I'll come back to that. When plotting on the day, how long should you set your contract? So when plotting on the day, how long you set your contract, that really depends on you. Sometimes I get in the modes where I only buy 2 weeks expiration, even if I'm day trading. Sometimes I'll do a weekly. It really just depends on you. That's a you question. The shorter the expiration, the more risky it is. So you, let's say you get in the same week expiration and it's Thursday, your entry has to be pretty spot on, because if not, they just go be eating up that contract at a rapid rate, which means you'll be losing money. So any pullback that goes against whatever direction you pick, you're going to be losing money faster than you'll be making money. So if you're going to pick a closer expiration, you better be spot on with your entries and your exits. You can't overstay your welcome with close expiration dates because they can turn around on you very quickly. But that's your preference. The rule, the rule of thumb is pretty much double your whatever, however long you decide on being in a trade, double it. So if you decide to be in a trade that you took off the weekly, like you saw an actionable signal on the weekly, you want at least 2 weeks for it to formulate. Lately I've been doing 3 weeks. Even on the weekly, I've been doing 3 weeks because things have been running. So I kind of want to take advantage of the entire move, and 3 weeks give you enough time to do that. And it gives you time for any pullbacks, because stocks don't just go straight up, right? So right now, this is going down. This is obviously going down. But as you can see, we went 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. This day we went 2 up. So if I had a close expiration date, you may lose a lot of value on this day going 2 up before continue to go 2 down. If you had 2 weeks on it or 3 weeks on it, whatever the case may be, this move, you wouldn't even notice this move in your account probably, or in your position. You wouldn't even notice it because you have time for it. You have time for pullbacks. Okay. So that is how you would do a 2-2 reversal to the upside. Let's find something to the downside. Okay, like this could be a good 2-2 rev to the upside, possibly. Yeah, this could be a possible 2-2 rev to the upside. Let me see something real quick. Yeah. So same thing. Get rid of this. Same thing. Call entry here. Price target there. And if you want to leave runners, then you can look at the other price targets. So now you have 2 price targets. So let's say you want to take most of your position off here and you want to let the rest of it run. You have a price target there. You got a price target there. So now you just plotted 3 price targets.
Would that be a better setup because the overall trend is upward? Like, because based on Disney, it looked like, I mean, it wasn't a hammer, but, and you said it was in a downtrend. This would be considered a better setup because it's going in a different direction overall.
So what you want to look at, this is when you start looking at your higher time frames and start looking at confluences, right? Because what you don't want to do is catch a falling knife. Just because it looks good for the upside, it could only be to the upside for a small amount of time. So it can go down, it can go up some before continuing down. So this is when you look at your higher time frames. The week, we're still early in the week, so we don't know how this go play out. Let's say this ends as a hammer on the week. Then we can start plotting and say, okay, if we go 2 up on the week, then we may continue up. You also want to look at the sector and see how financials are doing. The month is still inside. The quarter is still. So the quarter is green. This could be bullish. So we have a 2 down on the quarter, but they bought it back up, which is a bullish signal. So for me, what I do, honestly, I'm a fib trader. I'm heavy on fibs. And I look at the possible areas where they could buy it back up. So I'm gonna put my fibs on it. And right away, I see that they rejected this golden zone area. So that could be the start of a bullish trend back up to the upside. And obviously you have a trend line too, right? So you could say, all right, we rejected this fib level. If we go 2 up and we break through this trend line, we could possibly see a continuation to continue up to the upside. That's how I stack my confluences is fibs in the higher time frames.
All right, thank you.
Yep, no problem. And we have hammers on a lot of different time frames too. But that is a good question. We were already trending up. We broke trend. We were trending up right here. We broke trend to the downside, but this could be the start back up to the upside. We have to see what does it mean when y'all say a candle is not fully enforced. So when a candle is not fully enforced, it means, you see how we have a call entry? It means that after you trigger calls, right? After the next candle of the day triggers calls, you want it to stay above the call entry. If it comes back below, then it didn't go in force. It retraced the first. Now it could retrace and then break through a second time or even a third time. But here, let's look at it in real time. That's what we'll do. We'll look at it in real time so you can see. Hopefully this lets us go back this far with the replay tool. So let's say that this is our call entry. So this is a perfect example. Y'all see how this is not a price target right here? This is the next closest candle. Well, this is the next closest candle. This can't be a price target because it's below our call entry. This can't be a price target because it's below our call entry. So you want to just keep going until it's higher than your call entry. And that would be this candle. Y'all see that? Y'all see how this high is lower than our call entry and then this high is lower than our call entry? That wouldn't make sense, right? That would be stupid to make that our price target. So you keep going until you find a previous candle that's higher than your call entry. That makes sense to everybody? All right, bet. Check the chat. All right. So boom, let's try to replay this and see if it'll let us replay it. All right, boom. So we're gonna go down to a smaller time frame so y'all can see it. So this is our call entry. This is our price target. Berkshire Hathaway moves $4 in a day. So this is very obtainable to reach our price target. So let's see. All right, boom. So you see how we triggered 2 up on the day? As soon as the market opened, we triggered 2 up on the day. Right? That's what that wick means. It means we went this high. But as you can see, we came right back down. So this candle did not go in force. It didn't. This candle didn't either. It went up above our call entry a second time and came right back down. Went up again, our call entry came back down. So as of right now, this has not gone in force. You can use the strat on a smaller time frame too. So you can say, hey, if we get a 2-2 rev on the 15-minute to the upside, then that'll be my entry. So you can say, hey, this will be my entry right here. I'm sorry. You can say that this will be my entry if we go 2 up on a day, right? So we touched it, didn't go in force a second time. We're still inside. So now you can break your strat down to those smaller time frames. We're still inside 15-minute because it did not break the high of this candle. So now we have a 2-1-2 on a smaller time frame that we can use as our entry to get in this play. So now if it breaks 2 up on this, that could be an entry to go up to the upside. So boom, there you go. So as soon as it crosses this line, not this one, as soon as it crosses this line, we in here. And then you can watch it play out. So it's coming back. It came back down and it retested our entry twice. That's what these wicks mean. We still have an inside 15-minute. And what we're looking for is we want to see it go 2-1-2 continuation to the upside. It went outside 3. It could be possibly coming back down. So right here, it went in force. And then we got a 2-2 continuation to the upside. But now it's starting to come back down below our call entry. Now, that don't mean you have to get out because it could just be retracing it. Personally, me, I'm not getting out just because it retraces down here. But if it starts playing around this level or it starts going against me, then I will get out. So let's see. So we got a 2 down. Let's see if we get a 2 up, back up to the upside. 3 bar. And there we go. So you see how it chopped around this level like this? It played around. And this is probably what you guys see during the trading day where, you're getting spooked out by this activity going on right here. What I can say to that is trust your chart, right? You charted it for a reason, whatever reason that is, you charted it for a reason. It looked good to you. You had your call entry. We just came up with a plan with how to get into this play, right? We said, all right, it didn't go in force there, didn't go in force here. We went 2 down. If we go 2 up, then we're getting in this play. That was just our plan. We literally just created a plan just right there. And then you want to have a stop loss. Me personally, my stop loss would have been right here. And the reason being is, one second, let me see something real quick. Wow, damn, to a T, that's crazy.
Something else that I think people should do? Notice previous points of rejection, things of this nature, certain things on the chart that can hurt you, and when to stay in a particular trade. You know what I'm saying? And literally draw it out on the chart. That's what I do a lot of times. And I may not do it until, that morning or whatever, because I don't really know. I mean, I have a good idea what I'm going to trade in the morning, but it's not set in stone.
Yeah.
You give an example? Like
Yeah. We could look at an example, but real quick, let me finish this point. So my stop loss also depends on what day of the week it is and how much time I have on it. So if this is like a Thursday, I know like anything too drastic is really gonna hurt me, right? And there's no reason for me to stay in that. But if I have 2 weeks on it, or it's a Monday or a Tuesday, I can afford for it to come down to like a 0.5 down here. And if it's showing me signs that it's about to go back up to the upside, I can add down here if I want to. Now I know Sal is not a fan of that, but that's something that I do. Like sometimes I hedge my positions. Well, a lot of times if it doesn't go in force and it comes back down,
A fan of what?
like doubling down, averaging down.
Yeah, yeah, Sal don't do that.
Averaging down. I'll average down, but the reason I'll average down is if I see signs of it going back up to the upside, and I'm heavy on fibs, so I know this is a level where they buy it. This is a level where they buy it. And if you look to the candles to the left, it's showing you that they consolidate right here, buy it up. If you look over here, this is a level of support right here. You see how they just chopping it around? This is a level of support. So they could possibly, if they showing signs of bouncing right here, and let me just plot it. If they showing signs of bouncing right there, then I can personally, like I said, do as you don't got to do as I do, but I can get in a position even at a cheaper price right here. Now, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is usually how I enter. I usually enter on pullbacks when they come down here, because most tickers do that in the morning. They'll go up, trigger two up on a day, and then they'll retrace back down to one of these levels. And I usually, like 9 times out of 10, I buy down here. So I buy at a cheaper rate and then I ride the wave up. So by the time I reach my daily call entry, I'm already in profit. I could be up 30%, 40%, whatever the case may be, just because I bought it cheaper and then I ride it out to my price target. By doing that, it takes a lot of patience, and it also relieves a lot of stress too when you buy it cheaper, right? Because those little moves don't really hurt you as much. If you bought it up here and it comes below your entry, you probably go be sweating a little bit. Versus if you already bought it down here and it gets up here and starts pulling back, you ain't worried because you ain't bought that thing down here. You already probably up in profit 40%. So you can sit through bullshit a little bit more. And you can get out of your position quicker if you want to. Like if you choose to exit your position sooner before it hits its price target for whatever reason, you can, because you bought it at a cheaper price. But I was showing you guys how, like, pretty much what enforce means, like how you should be looking for your entries if you want something to go enforce. Let me check the chat. Is entry below 0.5 considered buying at a discount? Yes. Yes. So 0.5 is your equilibrium. Anything below 0.5 is at a discount. Anything above a 0.5 is a premium. But that's in those terms. Technically, if let's say this person, what time did this open? Hold on, let me get my little times out. So the market opened right here, right? So the market opened on this candle. If you was the person who bought as soon as it triggered two up at 9:30, and you bought it here, right? Let's say you bought it for $100 a contract right here. The person who waited for it to come at that same exact spot 2 hours later got it cheaper than you because of the Greeks. Your contract has been chopped around. It's been played around. So the person who bought it at 9:30 at 388.36, and the person that buys it at 11:45 at that same price, this person is getting it for cheaper. I want y'all to understand that. 10:55 and 12:45 had the best entry times. I wouldn't set that in stone. You can, I like waiting at least 9:45, like at least 9:45, but you can honestly find a good entry whenever. Once you learn how to read the charts, you can find a good entry whenever. But just know that, you know, sometimes it pulls back. So you got to, you know, prepare for that too. So this trade right here, it chopped you around for 2 hours, but it worked out. This was the person who was patient enough to wait through the chop. They got paid. It reached their price target, and boom. So, per the strat, it triggered 2 up. It reached this price target. The strat is done. So anything you do after that is on you. Now, if you're looking at the higher time frames and you want to swing it, or you think prices go somewhere else, you could be right. You gotta work your way up to learn that and to like look at charts like that. But as far as the strat has done its job. It took you 2 up and it reached its price target. So anything after this is on you. Let's see how it plays out after this. So it keeps running. 11:45. I mean, 1:45. 3 o'clock. 3:30. And then, oh, this was the next day. So it reached its high of the day at 3:41. So that's why I said if you have runners, then you could take most of your bread here and wait for it to run and get out at another level if you had your, you know, your other price targets labeled. This won't be the case all the time. Sometimes, you know, it just reaches daily PT1 and that's it. The trade don't work out no more after that. It reverses after that. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, don't get too greedy unless you plan for it to go up there. If you plan for it to go up there, then hey, stay in that trade. But if you did not plan for it to go there, you know, take your money and live to fight another day. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? So it may sound good to take your money at your price target, but when you see you looking at your P&L and you see you making money and all that stuff, it's very compelling for you to stay in that trade and just like make more money. If you did not plan for it to go like that, then you should not be doing that. Yeah, you're making money, but that's not sustainable. And I'll be the first one to tell you that's not a sustainable way of doing it. If you plan for it, great, do that. If you just letting it run and you don't even have a price target where it could possibly go, you go get clapped. You go watch that go up from 200% down 60, 70% because you didn't have a price target in mind. You didn't know when to get out the trade. It's very important. Check the chat. Does your stop loss warn you to get out, or does it actually have access to your trade? Wait, or does it actually? If you asking like how I just drew my stop loss, would this take me out the trade? No. This just is an invalidation point where I should go on my broker and get out the trade. I think that's what you're asking. Do I enter as soon as it hits your entry target? I just answered that, Oscar. You want to see it either go in force or I wait for pullbacks. So me personally, no, I don't wait. I don't get in as soon as it triggers. I wait for a pullback, but that's just me. That's my steps.
Getting in as soon as that shit trigger gonna get your ass cooked.
Yeah, we just showed that right here. Like literally, this is the person that got in as soon as it triggered 2 up. It triggered 2 up right here. And look, it went down another dollar. 388. Yeah, it went down a full dollar. So you're down heavy in this position, depending on when your contract expires. Like you gotta have y'all gotta understand, you gotta have some patience with some of this shit. Like the market is not going nowhere. And
the indicators do not hold up. The indicators do not matter. You have to understand, you got to know how to use those indicators. A lot of people ask various indicators, and you're not the first one, and definitely won't be the last one, Moses. And I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing like that. I'm just pretty much, saying what it is, because people want VWAP on they charts, but they don't know what's the point of VWAP, or they mention RSI or the EMAs or, all these fancy shit. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand what the indicators do and how can they help you in your trading. you know, honestly, man, YouTube would help you all a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? As far as the various indicators, you have to see what you're good with using as well too. Some people like RSI, where I feel like RSI is a worthless, as indicator because you
Bullshit.
ever use RSI, yeah, you ever use RSI on Tesla and you're gonna get good and
Yeah.
fucked hard.
RSI, I personally, RSI is bullshit to me. I think it is. And Moses, I'm looking at a naked chart. I have 0 indicators on this chart right now. Now, if you're looking at these daily PT1s and entered here in daily call entries, these aren't indicators. These are tools, these are markings that I made.
Yeah.
Like,
Also notice to touch back on what I was talking about, like, man, you go hop in on that motherfucking trade soon as Tesla trigger, and you gonna get fucked. I
for
promise you that.
sure.
Right, especially that. Lily is another one. You gotta wait till that shit really. The whole point of them triggers and shit, you gotta understand. So, like, if it's a call trigger, there's resistance that you're going through, previous resistance, and that shit might be something tough. You know what I'm saying? So, see, like Lily today, actually the 2-day trigger, it was going over a little bit on that, but it wouldn't hold above that. So I knew right then and there that that wasn't a trade I could hold on at all.
Absolutely.
Hey, so are you looking? So you look while you're trading that throughout the intraday, you're looking at the higher time frame on the 2 day. So if it doesn't kind of go through that and keep moving, then you're strictly looking at it as an intraday play, no longer looking to take it and
Correct,
swing. All right.
correct. But so say like really, so like the trades like Tesla today and Lily both. Yeah, we took the daily triggers, but what I really wanted is for those 2-day triggers to trigger and hold. Because if either one of those would have held, man, those trades was gonna go real ballistic, like really crazy, because of the potential magnitude of them.
Yeah. So the 2-day did trigger, to answer your question. The 2-day did trigger right here. This was the 2-day entry right here, but the price target is up here, so it didn't reach the price target. So that's why it's important. Like, I think it will reach the price target at some point if that's your conviction.
Yeah,
But now you see why you got to have time, because yeah, it could reach 252, but that don't mean it's gonna do it that day. And as you can see, it got close to it, and then it came back down. But if you
No,
look at the daily, if you look at the daily though, the daily trigger was right here.
yeah.
It reached this price target, and let's mark everything out so you see it. It reached its first price target. It reached its second price target,
yeah.
but
I
it
got a
didn't.
question.
Go ahead.
So, because you had mentioned rejections earlier, would those 2 candles to the left, the 2 green ones, would those be what you would identify as rejection? Because it looked like that 2-day went up right on level where those other 2 candles are to the left, and then
All right,
turned.
now I can answer this one right here. Cause all right, so I think you go to the 4 hour, and then you notice. No, we don't. The 4 hour. You see that where that line is? You see where that big candle is? That line, that white with your white line.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one.
I think, yeah. So that's right there. That's what I was counting on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Going like holding past that right there.
Okay.
And if we would have went past that, you would have hit a PMG.
Yeah. So this is
So
what.
now y'all can, my bad. But now y'all can kind of see. I'ma see the way I be thinking in different trades and stuff, and I can see like we're gonna have to try to do some more of these or whatever when we all get a time, most definitely. And also you all can see why I can't call out multiple trades like I'm gonna say the way I can, because I can call out a way more trades than this, but more or less the more trades, if I call them out, the more y'all gonna get cooked, because I know y'all can't watch all of that, and y'all gonna have all the more trades gonna bring is just more questions.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Managing trades is not easy. Like, you can make it easy, but like what Sal do, I don't think y'all really like understand how hard that shit is. Like, when he's putting out a watch list in the morning and he's dropping 6 tickers, he don't know which one you getting in specifically, right? These are just ideas, and he may get in all of them, but to get into all of those plays and monitor at the same time is extremely difficult. And I don't think like y'all really understand that, how hard that
Yeah,
is.
yeah, 10,000%, bro. And then not only that, but the multiple questions. And it's not talking down on none of you all because I was a beginner as well at one point in time, me and BikerboyDee both. But you know what I'm saying, to manage the trades, to manage the chat, and to just, trade, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of goddamn pressure.
Yeah. Somebody asked earlier about key levels, right? One, I just showed y'all fibs. Fibs are always key levels. Another is when y'all first learn and traded, what's one of the first concepts y'all learned? It was support and resistance, right? So some people combine, I combine that too. They combine, support and resistance for their price targets. So this would be a resistance right here. You can see we had a pivot right here. You see how we rejected it very hard on this day? That's a resistance. If you look to your left, we rejected it here. We bounced off of it here. We rejected it here. We bounced off of it here, right? This was a support. This was a resistance turned support.
We
Then
can't see it.
Huh?
We can't see it.
You can't see my screen?
Yeah,
I can see the screen.
Yeah, I think
all I see right now is your sectors.
I don't know
I
why.
see the screen. The screen is up.
Yeah, that might be you, bro. That might be your phone.
The more you move, oh my bad. I probably gotta switch my screen to the left. Sorry.
Yeah, you good.
Apologies.
No, you good. I'm glad you said something though, because if other people couldn't see it, some people wouldn't say nothing. They just let me talk. So, no apologies, bro. So yeah, going back to what I'm saying, this is a support. This is a resistance right here, or it used to be support, and it's a resistance. So, that's somebody asked about key levels. You can keep that in mind. This is a resistance. So when it comes up to here, something may happen when it hits this level. There's a chance that something may happen. So your price target might be up here, but you got to know when you map out your trade, you got to know what's standing in your way for you to get to that price target. So if I'm looking for 252, what I want to know is what can stop me from getting the 252. What other levels is it that could stop me?
You know what? And not to cut you off, but since it's a trade that I'm looking at tomorrow, and I'd rather them learn from a trade that we're gonna be trading, pull up Roku.
Roku.
Yeah. They could, more or less, how can I say it? And this is only if this trade triggers up, by the way.
Okay, so let's chart out Roku together. So we already said that first of all, I'm gonna start by saying this. People look at 3-1s, right? People look at 1-3s. I also like to look at candles before that, right? Because some people, they might look at a 2-2, but they don't see a 3 before it. So that's actually a 3-2-2. This is a 1-3-1. 1-3-1s are very powerful setups. Like they're crazy setups. And I've noticed that over time. When you see a 3-1, cool. That's a nice setup. When you see a 1-3, that's a great, powerful setup. But when you see a 1-3-1, those usually have big moves after them. They usually have big moves after it. And I'm gonna see if I can find y'all an example. Roku probably don't do it because Roku don't. Well, whatever. We'll leave that for another day. But just trust me. When you see my bad, bro. Just trust me. When you see a 1-3-1, those are very good shit, Sal. Those are very powerful plays. So let's start with the daily and charted. All right. So we got our call entry. Boom. We got our price target, our first price target right here. I see Roku going to the upside, but since it's an inside, I'll still plot, put entry or whatever. All right, so now what we go do is we go start looking at our hybrid time frames. We already got our.
Hold up. What he said just now is key. We have a bias for the bullish side, but always chart for the downside as well. Don't make that mistake. Trust me, it can save you. It can save you a couple of dollars, or hundreds or thousands.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we play what we see. I do analysis all the time and I'm dead wrong. Like pretty much daily. Like it happens. You're gonna be wrong and you gotta accept that. So you gotta play what you see. So let's go to other time frames and see what we have. The next 2-day open. So we're still inside 2-day with the same call and put entry. So not only if we go 2 up on, or no, I'm sorry, because this is still open. So disregard that. This is still open. 3-day, 2 down. That opens Thursday. Looks like a lot of these candles open on Thursday. This opens on Monday. So let's go to a weekly. We are still inside week. We triggered a 2 up continuation on a week right here. So this would be our weekly call entry. So we know if we blow past PT1 and we start heading for this, then we trigger 2 up on the week. So now what you can do with that is find a weekly price target. If you want to swing this, you can find a weekly price target, which would be right here. Y'all see how I found that? Going off of what we talked about earlier. So all of these candles before it, I don't care because they're lower than my weekly call entry. It does not make sense to have a price target that's lower than my call entry. So the next candle that's higher than my call entry, I just follow it over and that would be this one. So this is our weekly price target. So if you decide to be a daily participant, cool. But no, if we trigger 2 up on the week, this is where price will want to go ultimately.
What about on a smaller time frame, like 45-minute?
What is, as far as what?
What you mean 45 minutes for what, bro?
In regards to what you're saying, like finding
We don't,
you guys don't use 45-minute?
To find a play?
yeah,
Just a target, like what you were saying, finding what's in your way. I know you were looking at the weekly, so
the
it
way,
might not matter.
hold up. So the way you use those hybrid time frames or different time frames, you can watch it on those time frames, but you don't find your targets and your triggers on those time frames.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. I've been doing that dumb stuff.
Which one of y'all this is right here?
This is New Money Miz.
Oh, okay.
All right. So basically, man, until you fully understand just the basics, don't even throw the hybrid time frames in your system. Learn the basics, get consistent, then you add the other tools to your arsenal.
So when I just want to know, so when charting, what do you recommend I chart? What time frames? Daily and higher?
Daily, weekly, you can chart. I chart off the 2-day and I take the triggers as well. Also lately I've been using that 4-hour a whole lot.
All right. So
though I haven't previously been using it. Like
okay.
especially with the Ferrari tickers, I take a lot of the Ferrari tickers because the candles are so big and the range is so wide. I take a lot of the 4-hour entries, like off of AVGO. That candle might account for $15 or something like that, you know. So I'd get the entries on the smaller time frames, which would be the 4-hour.
Okay. So in regards to the 45 minutes, should I just not pay attention to that because I'm very new?
Correct. Until you fully understand like the 30-minute or something, I'm gonna tell you don't worry about the 15. And the only reason I'm gonna say don't worry about the 15, because more or less that's sort of like a scalping calendar. I pay attention to it only in the opening bell. And I'm really not looking at it, though. I mean, it depends on if I'm scalping. Now, at your level, I don't suggest you scalp. Scalping takes a lot of capital that you may or may not have right now. But if you do not have, if you do not know what you're doing, I don't suggest scalping.
Yeah, I've been getting smoked trying to do that.
Yeah, understand, man. So a lot of times when people scalp, if you see big gains, man, so they might be risking, $80,000 for $5,000 or $6,000 move or something like that, return on interest wise, that's not smart,
Yeah, understandable.
Or they might be on a risky ticker, like, SPX is risky, SPY is risky. You can scalp those and make huge gains, but you got to be on point. You better be on point.
And you got to be fast too. Cause
Yeah.
the second you
Yeah,
think your ass done got fucked.
yeah, I was doing spy, man. It was bad news.
Man, let me ask you something, bro. Cause I remember you came to our mentorship.
Yes, sir.
What did we mention about trading spy with your level?
Um, I remember in the mentorship, y'all basically told me stick to the few tickets that you know and grow
Yeah,
from there.
yeah. Don't mess with spy, cause even the greatest of traders get their ass kicked every day for fucking with
Yeah,
spy.
yeah,
Only like Rose is real good. I seen Rose type in here. You can get with her when she have time, or J Money, or
yeah. I've been
one of
trying to get
those
with
other
J
traders.
Money.
Yeah. I suggest getting with one of them. You know what I'm saying? But because that's all they trade is one ticker. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. Even if you notice with the way I trade a lot of the tickers over and over again. But I've been around for quite a while, so I can pretty much know the price action and the movements of quite a bit of tickers. But as you go along in your trading journey, you'll sort of make up a list in your head or build your own watch list of what you like and what you don't like. Like a few months ago, I recommended everybody put AMD and Airbnb on their everyday, watch list as they players, and up and down them shits pay. Literally. Man, every
Now,
every night, charted.
do you chart the same companies every day, or do you use what you already have there kind of set up?
Well, you gotta do it every day because you know what I'm saying, the candles
Action
and the
moves
prices.
every day.
Yeah, it ain't like the shit gonna sit still.
But everything don't have a like, so let's say you got 10 tickers that you always look at, right? Everything is not going to present an opportunity. Like some shit might be consolidated, it might have been consolidated for the last 3 days. Like I'm not going to get in a trade that's trading sideways. Now, once it picks a side, cool. But just because you have 10 tickers, you definitely should look at all 10, but that doesn't mean all 10 is going to present an opportunity for you the next day.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'll say this here, bro. Anybody that's a decent trader, and I'm gonna say got about $2,000 to $3,000 in their account, they can make money. I'm gonna say they can average about $1,000, $1,500 every single week from just trading them Ferrari tickets. And that's from getting, 30, 40% a day. In which a lot of times them tickets go way more than that. But if you make it a goal to hit your 30, 40% a day on them Ferrari tickets, bro, is no way possible. That and I'm gonna say limit your mistakes and get your mind frame right and be good with that, and don't worry about like, damn, I miss, what I'm saying,
Yeah,
another
that's been
three,
my
four hundred
problem.
dollars on the table. Yeah.
That's
Trust
been
me,
my
bro.
problem.
Trust me, bro. It's just like this shit, just like in the streets, homie.
I
The
hear you.
greedy man always get fucked
Yeah,
hard.
I'm fighting my greed right now. I'm fighting my greed, boss.
Yeah. Think about it. A man always got to be greedy. He ain't satisfied with one woman. He got to go get him another one. You heard me? And what happened? The woman at home leave his stupid ass crying, huh?
Lose both of them. That's what happened.
Yep.
Lose both of them. I hear you,
Then he
boss.
want
I
to
hear
blow
you.
it. Then he want to blow his fucking brains out.
Nah, understandable. I appreciate that, guys.
Hey Sal,
Yeah.
with the
What's
with
up?
with the Ferrari list, most of the time, are you doing weeklies on those?
Oh yeah. I don't never swing them a whole lot at all. Now you
Okay,
can swing 'em. You can this is
yeah,
Miss Tina.
yes.
Yeah. Um I day trade them a lot.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't. That's why I
wanted to
don't.
make sure because I
Anytime,
look at the
anytime. I only anytime I don't put no expiration. Is always a day trade.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, cause them Ferrari tickers, man. That's too much of a. I'm gonna say a risk to lose in a swing trade.
Okay,
It's too costly.
gotcha.
Man, you might wake up and one of them things down $18 or something. Now they might buy it back
Yeah,
up, but that
man. Look here, AVGO. I think was down like $12 or $13 at market open.
oh, I'm glad we talked about AVGO. Because Tina had asked about it last week, I believe. She asked about it last week, like for the since it was at all-time highs where the other price targets was. And I was telling her, like, hey, it's it's at $1,000. It may, come down first, but it may keep going back up, but don't put all your eggs in the basket that it's gonna keep
Yeah.
running like that.
Man, look here. Look, they got somebody in the chat. I think that was today or yesterday or the day before. They swung SMCI and they made a nice ass bag off of just, I think it was 4 coins, but they bought them hoes out the money. Now, everybody know I'm not good at buying out the money because I'm not finna play with that out the money shit. Now, some people are dead accurate with them, but I'm not finna fuck around with it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather buy my shit at a decent premium and trade it just like that. You know, but man, trust me, man, you just gotta you you don't gotta buy a lot of contracts on them on the Ferrari tickers. You only buy one.
I'm
One will
about
do
to
you
tell
right.
y'all.
If you're not used to big gains, trust me, hit your 30-40%, call it a day. And say, hey, I'm done for the day, literally. Don't get greedy because of what you see somebody else doing in the Discord. Everyone's journey is very different. Look at Roddy. Man, Roddy came with us from Fly. Roddy used to not do this shit at all.
I
But
was
Roddy
just about to
studied his
mention.
ass off.
I was just about to mention him, bro. Roddy said something that was like instrumental. He said it in the chat earlier today. He said compound, like keep
Yeah,
compound.
and
What
that's
I,
what he do.
what I
Man,
want
look
you
at think about it. He that message when me and him at first started talking, dog. He say, man, had it not been for you getting on our ass about studying and stop worrying about these indicators and shit, I would have never done this. Now, this man is in a service still, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong, dog. And he basically wanna get in a position to where he ain't gotta work or nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of them like him, and there's a couple of way too chill. I talked to him. I've been knowing him for quite. He come from Fly too with us, biker.
Yep, I
Um,
remember.
you know, now he another good trader. He good at buying them hoes out the money. If you notice, he'll never have a strike that's the same as mine. He gonna always choose something different, and he gonna hit on that hole.
I want y'all to understand that trading gets way, way, way easier once you build your account up. The reason is being because think about this: when you have a smaller account and you can't afford certain contracts, what's the first thing you do? You go out of the money and see what you can afford. When you go out of the money, you're assuming more risk. When you go at the money or in the money, I really don't play in the money.
Correct.
I try to play at the
Correct.
when you play at the money, you don't need that much to put you in the money. Right. So you sitting there more chill, like, all right, bet I'm in the money. Cool, I'm chilling. When you out the money, every little move start fucking up your mental. You start
Yep.
paying attention to every little
Y'all
move.
so on spot.
I literally like once you build your account up, trading gets way easier because you can afford to go at the money, in the money, whatever you want to do. And you're chilling. Like you're chilling.
Hey, look here, and they'll be surprised at the amount of people that in here that done built up a nice nest egg, I'm gonna say, or I call it a war chest, because I feel like once you get to $3,000 and you trading consistently, man, your account could grow to 20, 30 bands like fairly fucking soon, though, because you're not buying one of them Ferrari tickets no more. You're buying 2, 3 of them hoes. And you hit 30, 40% on them bitches, you might as well say a stack off of 30, 40% when you're getting a couple of them hoes, you hear me? Now to answer Foodmatic question,
I'm gonna step
yeah, the
away.
spread so he said I never played option with wide spreads like that, just on what I felt comfortable doing. Sal, do you set stop limit on those or get out manually? I get out manually. I'm used to playing option with some like Lulu, that's another one. DE and Cat, they all have wide spreads. But so I never have a problem entering them holes. Now, if you're getting a bunch of them, you will have a problem getting out of them bitches. If you grabbing 10 or 15 of them, man, you will have a problem. You got to set them holes in stacks. You know, you ain't gonna be able to get out them bitches at one time. And that really so what you can do is mess around with the price a bit. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit lower, you know, but fuck, if you up, man, who gives a shit, you know? That's how I view it. No problem at all, brother.
My bad, y'all. I had to use the bathroom real quick.
Oh man, I thought you was making some peanut butter waffles or something.
Oh no, bro. That don't even sound right. Nah, peanut butter ain't going on my waffles. All right, so
I
just
want to know, my bad. Hold up. Before he even continue, do any of y'all have any questions when it's pertaining to charting or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Because these are the questions that need to be asked now. I seen somebody write something about a broadening formation, and quite honestly, man, some of the questions y'all ask, I can tell y'all haven't ever been in that education tab because they got quite a bit of videos in there that you all can learn from. Just keeping it all the way a stack with you all.
I
I
got
have a
one question.
question.
Oh, go ahead. Ladies first. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. So, BikerboyDee, when you went into the daily, so when you go back to the, I'm sorry, when you go back to the weekly and you charted the weekly call entry, is there a can you tell me why you did not put that at the daily price target, which would have been
I'm listening.
212 up?
So
So why did you put it at the price target of the, I can't see that, I'm sorry, the 108.40 versus 105.19?
the reason being is because think about this. This is a weekly candle, right? Today
Mhm.
is Tuesday, so the week is still open. So you have to go to the previous closed week to find your entry. We can't chart off this candle because it's a live candle. It's still moving.
That's right. Okay, that makes
So
sense.
the reason I did that is so I know during the week, if we start heading for our call entry, I know where price is going. It wants to go up here.
Got it. Oh,
So
thank you so
it's
much.
reference. It's reference. Yep.
Yeah.
And Roku, I mean, I don't think it'll ever get back up there, but Roku is starting its it's in an uptrend right now. So it's nice to know where's the next candle going. So that's why that's labeled like that. Any other questions on so far what we have with Roku? I really like y'all coming off the mic, man. Like, I get some people are shy. You want to stay in the chat, you know, you got to work your way up to that. But I really like when people come off the mic. I like to be interactive. I like to, you know, answer your questions. I'm not always looking at the chat. So if you can come off the mic, please do. Anybody can.
I got one more question. In regards to, I know what Sal just said, you guys got a lot of information on broadening formations, but I just got one question. I just want clarification. So say you were to do a broadening formation on this chart right now, this Roku on the daily. Would you do it behind that 3 candle? Like on that one?
You can. So you could do it like this. So this is the thing you have to understand about broad informations. Broad informations are relative to whatever you're looking at. Broad informations are everywhere. They're literally everywhere. They're infinite. They're like everywhere. That's a broad information.
There's not one there's not one wrong broadening formation.
No. The only way it's wrong, so the only rules you have to abide by with a broad information is whatever high you pick, it has to go back to a high that's lower than the high you chose. So if this candle was above this, that would not be a broad information. It has to be, the top has to be sloping up and the bottom has to be sloping down. That is the rule. So anything else is however you choose to see it is a broad information. We have a broad information bottom there. We have a broad information bottom here. Like they're everywhere. They're infinite.
My only thing was I was confused that I thought I had to be off the same candle, the top and the bottom. It could be anywhere behind that 3 candle.
Okay, no, that's right too though. That's also right. I just don't like doing them like that. So
okay, because I don't like how they look either. I don't like how they look either.
You see, like, okay, so just
But you know what? Hold up. This is why y'all should be putting y'all charts up in them charts in that chart section too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more vocal and more involved, so I'm trying to get to it.
This Matt, huh?
Yes, sir.
I got you, bro.
So you are right, Matt. This is a broad information, but it's an ugly one. You see how steep it is?
Yeah, yeah. I be looking at them funny too. I be like, I don't know if this is right. That's why I had to ask.
Yeah.
But it is one, technically.
It is one. Because
okay.
it 3 candle is always a broad information on a smaller time frame because it went higher than the previous candle and it went lower than the previous candle. That meets the rules of a broad information. So yes, it's a 3 is always a broad information.
Okay.
I don't like drawing my broad informations like that. That's preference. Like I said, it's preference.
Okay. Now I appreciate that. Now I know I can do it however I kind of choose when I can back up a candle a little bit to make it look better to fit my preference.
Did you watch the broad information video?
No, I haven't. I haven't watched the one in our thing.
Okay,
Come on, boss. Come on, boss. I need you to get in that education tab, and I need you to start.
Nah, I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna do it.
I'm gonna start getting on your ass. Watch
those videos that I have in
there. Nah, I appreciate that. I'm trying to be involved, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I got you, dog. I'm gonna start checking in with you and Jabril every day, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Those videos that Tensho I have in there, Rose have in there, like y'all need to watch those. Like we didn't make those for our help. Those videos will literally help y'all. Literally.
And it's in the classroom tab?
It's in the education tab.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna check it out tonight.
And might I suggest watching them on repeat?
Yeah, amen to that. Amen. All the way, dog.
Thank you. I will.
I'm not gonna say no names, but I just did a Zoom with somebody yesterday, and they literally said they put those videos like before they go to bed every night. Like while they're cleaning up, they have those videos. They're just listening to them.
Yeah, man, my little mentee. Yeah, my little mentee. I put on them videos, dog, and she finding her own. You know what I'm saying? Swing trades now.
Bet. Now I'm gonna watch it tonight. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate you for tapping in tonight too, dog.
Got you.
So any questions on how we got to this point so far? Please ask. Everybody understand the call entry? Everybody understand the put entry, the price targets? This is the foundation of what you need to find a play and find a trade. Everything after that is building, but this is this is the foundation. We have a strat actionable signal, we have a entry, we have a price target. And then you can start adding like, all right, this is our price target. If we want to see it keep going, we want to see it go 2 up on the week now. That's when you start adding your other things. But step 1 is your actionable signal or your strat actionable signal and your price target. That's step 1. Check the chat.
Start with this first, like he's saying, build a foundation. And if you're gonna take a trade, take whoever trade is, I'm gonna say, reasonable for your portfolio. It may not be my trade. My trade may be too expensive. Tensho put out trades. Rose put out a nice bit of cost friendly trades as well. Find that Stratbot. You can put in your own trade. I mean, you can look for your own trade in that Stratbot, or if y'all have those indicators from Drake. Drake, that those indicators that he got, that Strat list, watch list builder. I hope I'm saying it right, but that shit helps out a shit ton. I'm not trying to be like, hey man, go buy this shit or whatever, but trust me, them indicators he got, them motherfuckers is golden. And it takes a lot of the chart, not to be quite honest with you. If you're a lazy trader or if you done worked all day and just tired, man, go pop in them indicators and you're gonna be able to find some damn some trades on that, and a lot of cost friendly ones too. I totally understand that everybody may not have, I'm gonna say $3, $4, $5, $10,000 to put in particular trades, whatever, and that's okay. But the name of the game is learning. Then you earn the right to get more contracts, and you got to focus on being consistent first. Get the base hits. The base hits is gonna bring the home runs. The base hits, if you only could get $100, $200 a day, hey, that's $100, $200 more a day than you had before. You know what I'm saying? Like in the penitentiary used to always say, hey man, oatmeal is better than no fucking meal, you heard me? Because a lot of people that don't send their people no money. You know what I'm saying? And this is just reality. If you only make $50 a day, man, that's $50 more a day than you had in your account before. Build up that confidence, you know.
Yep.
Shit, I ain't start out like this at all. I was getting my fucking ass cooked.
Yeah.
We all experienced it. This is Drake. So we're actually doing a training on the indicators as well on Sunday. So make sure you guys tap in. We'll be doing a live training going through what the indicators can do. The purpose behind them. They're for beginner traders and advanced traders. Like it's just to help you. It's to help us be able to find your own trades, right? Like it's all there. So yeah, tap in Sunday night. It's on the calendar. We'll be there. We'll be live. Appreciate you,
And if
Sal.
you notice, no problem. And if you notice, when he be hitting, man, he don't never trade the big tickers. And trust me though, with $1,000, you can get way more contracts on them tickers he trade, like the BACs and the other tickers, than you can with the Ferrari list. Grow your confidence to be able to trade the Ferrari list. Now, me myself personally, I built that because I like them high ATR tickers. I like them tickers that move. That's just what I like personally, you know. You may not like that, you know, because the same way that motherfucker are going in one direction, that bitch will go down and you'll be fucked quick, you know. That's just reality. But that's the name of the game that we in, you know. High risk, high reward.
Those smaller tickers also allow you to learn how to manage multiple contracts. So if you can afford a smaller ticker and you can buy 5 contracts, that'll teach you how to manage those. Because one day, you go build your account up to where you can buy 5, 6, 10 of the Ferrari tickers, right? You got to know how to manage those. Just because you got more don't mean you gonna know what to do with them. So those smaller contracts, literally, I'm sure most of us in here that where we at now, we started with the smaller tickers, and that shows you how to manage contracts. That shows you how to deal with runners, when to cut them, how to cut them. A runner can eat into your profit. It's possible. So you got to know, like, hey, this was supposed to be a runner, it's supposed to be sweat-free money. Now it's starting eating my profit, cut it, whatever happens, And to go back to what he was saying, $50 a day, would you rather make $50 a day, or would you rather lose $200 a day? Right now, it sounds a little different, don't it? We only focus on how much we can win, but we don't think about how much we can lose too. Go ahead, brother. Somebody want to speak?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, bro.
All right, so what do y'all mean by smaller tickers?
So smaller tickers would be those where the contract, so like he said, like a Bank of America, or maybe like a CVS. Now CVS isn't like a small ticker, but something where the contracts are, they might be $70 per contract, or
or under $1.
Yeah, under $1, or even under 200, even under $2. Like, that's still a smaller ticker. Now, when you start talking about like the Metas and the Teslas and stuff, where you may have to spend $400.
Man, look here. You know what? I'm gonna have to put out that watch list that I gave James. That change trade off every day. If y'all go in that profit tab, and what's James?
I think I got it. Sal's big profit, small tickers. Here it is.
Yeah.
So we got Snap. Like, look at Snap. Snap is trading at $14 right now. What you think those contracts looking like? If the stock is trading at $14, what do you think the contracts for options is looking like?
Kind of cheap.
Yeah, man, go in. James will never talk in chat a lot, but me and James talk damn near every day. James literally just trade those tickers, and he eating every single day. Now, it's not James ain't eating for thousands a day, but what James is doing is consistently making money every single day. Eventually, ain't no doubt in my mind, because he know the price movement of them tickers now. You know what I'm saying? He gaining extra confidence. Ain't no doubt in my mind, sooner or later, he gonna grab 50 or 100 of them.
Okay.
He in that profit channel every single day.
I just put it in your alerts, so in your alerts tab. So if you want to find it, I just put in Sal's big profit, small ticker hit list. It's in his alerts, and y'all can just go copy it. Y'all can just click on it and add it to your trading view, and you'll have it.
And
It's
another
Sal's
thing,
alerts?
what?
Yep.
And another thing, what indicator do you have for your ATR to be at the bottom of your chart?
For ATR,
Yeah.
that's part of the Strat Teach V2. It's built into it already, but you can just search ATR and another one come up. A lot of some of these indicators, like a Strat or whatever, they have it built into it. But you can literally where is it at? You could just
I have the Strat Teach exactly what you about to pop up, I believe. Mine disappeared for some reason.
Which one? You said the Strat Teach?
Yeah, the one you have right there in the corner, that ticker, not ticker, excuse me, that I can't think of it. That what's it called? The
I got you. The tool. So what you want
yeah,
to
the tool. Excuse me, the tool. It disappeared for some. Oh, is it that button right there? What button is that?
Yeah, you go into your settings and then you find ATR. I think it's all the way at the bottom, and you just have to click it. It might have just unclicked. So you see if it's unclicked, it went away. You want to just click that back, and then it'll come back up.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Yep. And if that don't work, send me a DM and we'll figure it out.
Thank you.
Yep. So yeah, don't sleep on those small tickers. And like Drake said, man, like when you was in school, the when you was taking the test, you had your eyes wandering around. Your teacher said, keep your eyes on your own paper. Like, don't focus on what everybody else is doing, because that is not going to grow your port. I promise you, only you can manage your portfolio. Only you can get into a play. Only you can get out of a play. If you get caught up in what other people are doing, it's going to be a never-ending cycle, and you're not going to get out of it. Focus on what you're doing. That's the only way. It's literally the only way. So boom, we just plotted Roku for the daily. So for the 2-day on Roku, the 2-day is still open. Yep, the 2-day is still open. So for Roku, if we hit our price target tomorrow, that triggers 2 up on the 2-day. Because this is the 2-day trigger right here. So if we hit that, we trigger 2 up for the 2-day, and the price target is this weekly call entry. So we just mapped out a plan if you want to swing it. If you want to swing this, you know what you're looking for. Damn, somebody drew on my screen again.
How do you get the 221s above the candlesticks?
Give me 1 second, brother.
Yep. Appreciate it.
So I have this is an indicator. It's called the Strat Teach V2. And do you know what the 2 ups and 2 downs mean and all of that?
No, I'm just learning today.
Okay. 1 second, let me check the chat. Okay, so is there anybody else? Put in the chat, is there anybody else who don't understand the Strat at all? They're brand new to the Strat. Put that in the chat real quick for me.
And do not be afraid to say that you don't know the Strat at all. Whoever don't know chart neither. Jabril, yeah, you need some more training, and I'm not trying to sing you out at all, my brother. But you need some training, you know. Lou, iPhone.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know the Strat. Moses. I don't know who iPhone is either. Somebody named John here. What I do need from y'all to y'all might as well type in the beginner chat in the that's where you all need to type more at too though, so you all don't get mixed up in the you know in the main chat area, whatever.
Okay. So we got a lot more than I thought.
Trading with it. Yeah.
What I want y'all to do, like he said, go to the beginner chat so I can see your Discord name and type new to the strat. And what I'm gonna do for y'all is I'm just gonna do a Zoom specifically for y'all. So I can catch y'all up on the speed. Because a lot of people in here, they know what they already know that. So I don't want to, this is being recorded too, so I don't want the file to get too big. But yeah, go into the beginners chat, put new to the strat, and then I'll do a Zoom specifically for y'all, and I'll run through everything for y'all so y'all can understand. Most people in this group are strat traders, so I want y'all to be caught up on the lingo and y'all can, follow what's going along. So Janaya, Marcus, Shelly, like all of y'all go to the beginners chat. Excuse me, and type that in, and I got y'all.
Yeah, there's actually something good that we did today, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of people in there that's silently suffering, and they don't say anything. But I want that to go away because.
Also, who knows how to pick their own strike and who don't?
When you mean strike, what do you mean by strike?
On a play, it's like if I put a chart, do you know how to get your own strike?
Yeah, I just recently learned how to chart. I took your class. It was kind of confusing to me. It took me a little bit. I had to run it back a couple of times, but I understand it now. I'm kind of getting the strat. I get what the 2-2 rev is, the 2 down, 2 up. I'm trying to learn more in regards to understanding more plays and setups. But yeah, if I could definitely chart right now. I can chart right now.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying, I'm following, which I'm happy with. Prior to, I was definitely confused. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, everybody who's quiet in here, man, it's not worth it, yo. Y'all gotta speak up, man. Nobody's gonna know what's going on, and I appreciate Sal, man. He's a good dude.
I'm glad you saying it. I'm glad you saying it.
I've been quiet too long. I can't do it. I'm spending money and I'm not learning what I need to learn because nobody knows what I don't know.
Exactly, bro. And that's why, more or less, people in all servers, including mine, that's why they end up leaving. But we don't know what you know and don't know. I mean, it's impossible to get in the head of people, if you all not speaking up. That's why every now and then, like last week or week before, I got kind of mad because it's like, hey, I'm just typing in chat by myself, and I know it's people taking the trades, but they don't say nothing, and they don't know when to get out of trade, or they just, if I put a trigger or something, they just hop in, but they don't know that. I mean, I don't know when you getting in trades. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible to know that.
Totally. I get it, man. And it took for me to actually learn how to chart to understand what you were putting in the chat. It's gonna take for us to actually learn that. You know what I'm saying? But once you get that, it changed the game. Actually, you understand what's going on.
And now by you all speaking up, I can know how more or less what I can, do as far as putting out trades and charts and different things of this nature. Because I know some people, if I put a chart, they know exactly what to do.
Hey, real quick, you asked about strikes. Are you taking strikes near wherever you assume the price target's going to be?
Yeah, I'm talking about, say, like if I put up a chart, a 2-1-2 chart, or potential 2-1-2 chart, or something like that, in Adobe or Lily or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I don't put the strike. Do you know how to choose your own strike, or do you need to put a strike?
So, like for example, right here we got this Roku chart. And the first price target is 106.65. So what, you would take like a 106 target or like a 107?
I would choose 107.
106. Okay.
So that go back to what we was talking about. It depends on like how you like to trade. Like Sal, like at the money, he don't really fool with out of the money, right? So somebody who's more risky, they might take a 108, but that's more risk.
Right.
A 106 would probably be a 106 would be the at the money, because prices that after it triggers, prices at 105.69. So 106 will be at the money.
Okay.
I like to trade at the money too. Like I like trading at the money.
And Sal, that was my problem prior, because I go to the 45 to try and see what's going on deeper into the problem. I mean, excuse me, not into the problem, but into the trade, and I had no business doing that, and I'd be finding all different type of strikes.
I tell you what, dog, tomorrow, I tell you what, tomorrow, if I could figure out how to exactly work my computer and shit, you, Whitney, Jabril, I'm gonna do a Zoom session for y'all. You know, and go over
sounds
some
good.
things. Yeah.
Can you add me to that? I want to be on there.
Yes, Miss Tina.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. I got you.
thank you.
I got one
Yes,
other
ma'am.
question. So if you chart on the daily, so for a daily strike or a daily call, when you actually are getting into the trade, are you entering on a 30, a 15 minute? Yeah, what time frame are you using for the entry?
So for me, I know Sal says stay away from the 15. I enter on the 15, but that's because I enter on pullbacks. So the 15 helps me like identify pullbacks. If I'm not mistaken, you enter on the 30, correct, Sal?
Correct.
Yeah. Um, if you knew, like, go with the higher time frame. So like a 30. It was somebody in here who used to enter off of 45. I won't say their name, but they used to enter off of 45. You know exactly what I'm
I
talking
know
about.
exactly who you talking about, dog.
Yeah, so they entered off of 45. That's their preference. For me, I enter off of 15, but I enter off of 15 because I enter on pullbacks. So that mean what a pullback mean, it's like, let's say we trigger tomorrow, we trigger 2 up. I'm waiting for something to come down here to enter to go back up. And the 15 for me helps me see those a little bit better. Now, if I entered off of 15 as soon as it triggered, that thing might pull back. It might go 2 up on the 15, go 2 down on the 15. So I'm waiting for this down here. But if the 30-minute is gonna give you super confirmation that it's going in your favor.
And are you waiting? So when you take it down to the 30, are you looking for another actionable signal before you enter?
Yes. So you would be looking for a 2 up on that 30-minute. So like let's say it was an inside candle on the 30-minute. You want to see that close, and then you want to see it break that 30-minute inside candle to the upside or whatever side you choosing on.
All right, thank you.
And that's why he be saying wait till those candles close, because you get into something before it closed, it hasn't really picked its direction yet. Yeah, it may have gone too up already, but it may come back down. So you want to wait for the fuckery to be done fucking around pretty much. Like once it decide where it want to go, that's when you want to get in. You don't want to be chopped around.
Yeah.
Ellis, to answer your question, if you enter on a pullback, what if it don't pull back? You just, pretty much basically, bro. That's exactly what you do. Because sometimes some of them trades, man, them fuckers don't let you in there. You know, I mean, on to the next. It's just like overnight. Something you might have high conviction in and you want it. And you do what it said that you thought it would do. But guess what? In the morning, you can't get an entry. So guess what? You are fucked. But you're not fucked out of profits. But, I mean, it's not your loss, but more or less you ain't getting no profits, because sometimes the market just ripping. But a lot of time, one thing I noticed about them tickers done ripped overnight, man, by time after 30 minutes, by the time that 30-minute candle to close, guess what? That price action came right back down.
Mm-hmm. And I'm cool with that. Like, I trade my plan. Like, I plan my trade and trade my plan. If my plan was for it to pull back, then I'm waiting on the pullback. If my plan was for it, because some things it's gonna rip like off top, like just the momentum it carries to its call entry, it's gonna rip. So sometimes I will say, all right, when it hits its call entry, I'm gonna get in. You gotta think everything doesn't trigger 2 up right away either. Some things might stay down here for an hour and then it triggers up. That could be a good chance to get in when it triggers.
Man, what you want to become is a patient trader, like a sniper. You know what I'm saying? Like in the army, shit, you don't be a machine gunner, be a sniper. The machine gunners get their ass ate up, but them goddamn snipers be the ones who really putting the damage in a whole lot of people quick. You know what I'm saying? You might wait 2-3 hours for a trade, but that 2-3 hour wait might be the 1,000% trade that you hit too.
Some people only trade, like people who trade SPX and SPY or futures or whatever. Some people might only trade the last 30 minutes of the day. Like,
you
don't
look at how Rose hit that 1,000% on SPX last week. The last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. And it's crazy because when you learn ICT, a lot of them preach like they don't really like trade in the afternoon session. But I have more success, you know, when I'm looking at SPY and stuff. I haven't traded SPX, but looking at SPY, I'll be having more success in the afternoon, like after 12 o'clock, after 1 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock. I find more moves than I do in the beginning. But somebody said, can we look at it on a 15? I'm gonna show y'all what this look like on a 15-minute, just so y'all can see. So this is our daily call entry. We got a gap right here.
With who? The sheriff. Oh, what are they talking about?
June 16, you got to mute, bruh.
They talking about you cheating on your lady, dog.
Oh, you trying to get that man in trouble.
Oh, I was just wondering who the fuck the number was.
All right, bro. All right, now let me see who that is. I'm about to mute him. All right. I might have muted the wrong person. Hold on. Okay, he muted. Sal, I think I muted you by accident. Hold on. Can you unmute, Sal? I'm requesting you to remove. Yeah, my bad, bro. I muted you by accident. All right, so boom, we're looking at a 15 right now. This is a perfect example how you can get clapped. So that's our call entry. This is a 15-minute chart. All right, boom. We triggered 2 up. It came right back down, and then it went down. That's how you can get clapped, just like that. So you want to see it on the 30-minute. Let's see if it would have helped you out some. So a 30-minute, let's see. 30-minute. So this is another way you can do it. When we was talking about actionable signals on a smaller time frame, we already triggered 2 up on the day. They're giving us a hammer right here. So why can't this be your entry? You get it at a cheaper price. Why can't this be your entry? Right? You on a 30-minute. It already triggered 2 up on the day. This could be your entry. Right there. This is hindsight because I think I seen what happened. I don't even think it hits his price target. But in a normal world, you can wait for a pullback. There's nothing wrong with that. Just how y'all was just talking about pullbacks, like a lot of times things pull back. So you can get in down here at a cheaper price and ride the wave up. I don't think this hits his price target. We'll see. But yeah, it didn't hit his price target. It hit it the next day. But
Ellis, what you mean? You say seeing how traders adjust to things playing out. What is come on, Mike, and explain that if you don't mind, brother.
Let's hear the kids too. Maybe they want to learn.
All right. I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
Hey, D, I got a question too. Okay, now I can see it better. Yeah, that's the question right there, the gap. Did we create a gap off that last candle?
So technically the gap is old. Let me see. Actually, let me look at it. So let me chart this real quick. So that's not a gap. So originally we had a gap right here, but it got filled this day. The reason I put that is because when I drove down to the 15-minute, we had gapped up, or we gapped. Where was it at? Oh yeah, we had a gap right here on the 15-minute. I usually don't trade like that. Like I don't draw my gaps on the 15-minute unless we gap that day. But I just drew it there because I seen it. So honestly, disregard that. Because I draw my gaps on a daily. So disregard that. But like for this day, I would draw this gap for sure. Just in case we decide to come back down. I'll have some type of reference, and we didn't. So this is a case where Sal was talking about, like, hey, sometimes that thing will run and it won't let you get in. You know, this is one of those cases. But for me, I'll rather be the more patient trader and wait for pullbacks And if it run without me, cool. I already probably planned for a couple other trades. I just move on to the next one. And if all of them run and I don't get in, then I close my laptop and that's that. Like the market will be open tomorrow, it'll be open next week. I ain't tripping. But when I start forcing shit that I didn't plan for, that's when you start making mistakes because I didn't plan for that. I planned for a pullback and it didn't pull back. So yeah, I'm not tripping. And who to say that this don't pull back either? Sometimes you could just keep watching it. Who to say that it don't pull back? Sometimes it may pull back later in the day to run up. Who knows? Check the chat. What causes gaps? So gaps are usually formed by, let's say, a catalyst, earnings, some type of big news events. What's really happening is there's trading after hours. So that's why usually you'll see in pre-market, you'll say like, oh, such and such, ExxonMobil gapped up this morning. They were trading it in the after hours. And that's what caused the gap. There's trading that's going outside of regular trading hours. But usually gaps are formed by some type of catalyst, news event, something major happening. That's not always the case. Sometimes shit gap up just because like sometimes things gap up so people can buy it up and then they can sell it off. It creates liquidity. And that's pretty much what liquidity is something going to a certain point to go the opposite way in simpler terms. They're targets where smart money reverses from those points. But y'all see like the patient trader, if you was go swing this, how much this would have paid you? You was looking to get paid on this day, right? You was looking to get paid on this day. You didn't get paid on that day. You was looking to get the next day. You didn't get paid that day. So maybe you close out the position. You like, damn, this shit not working out in my favor just for it to rip on you the next 2 days.
I got a question.
What's up?
So say like a big investor, sold like a big lump of shares. Does that mean like their stock gonna go down?
It could. I mean, so you got to think what candles are. Candles represent buying and selling, right? So if somebody sold a significant amount that it could affect the price, you'll see that on the chart. Like you'll see it come down. Now, if let's say Warren Buffett just sold 80% of his shares of Roku, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we not go notice that? So what you go think? Like, damn, Warren Buffett just sold all of this. What should I be doing? If Warren Buffett, what do he know? Right. So if he just sold all of that, why would I keep buying it up? Right. One of the investors just sold all of his stake. So do you think you're the only person thinking like that? It's millions and millions of other people that's thinking the exact same way. So they go follow the trend and it's more than likely it's going to go down. It's going to go down. Yes.
Now don't pay attention to what Kathy Woods is buying and selling because the thing is with her type of fund, she has to sell a certain amount of shit to stay compliant with I don't know if it's the SEC or whatever, but it's compliant to stay compliant with, with the type of business she running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got to think too. So the name of this game of stocks and options and all of that stuff is manipulation. So think about this, right? Air Force One's been $100 your whole life, right?
Right.
And let's say somebody like Drake, they like, yo, if you don't got Air Force Ones, you lame. Or Jay-Z, he said, if you don't got Air Force Ones, you lames, right? That drives the price up for Air Force Ones. Now let's say they $220. You go have some people, I'm not spending $220 on no Air Forces. They're still Air Forces, right? So let's say 10 million people go buy Air Forces for $220. And then that next week, Jay-Z say, yo, if you wearing Air Forces, that shit lame. Like you lame if you wearing Air Forces. Now that's gonna draw the price back down, right?
Right.
So let's say Jay-Z's whole plan was to drive it back down so he can buy all the pairs at $80 now. And now he go say, yo, Air Forces is back in, yada, yada, yada. And they go back up to 220, but now he controls all of the Air Forces. So now he can sell them to you for $220.
Right.
The same thing that's happening with stocks. sometimes they drive price down to a discounted price so they can buy it back up. Because who want, like, that's all stocks is buying and selling. Who wants to pay more for something when they can get it at a cheaper price? And who wants to pay more for something when it's overpriced? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get it.
And that's why stocks don't go straight up and down, because sometimes they get too expensive. And that's all RSI is. Like, they get too expensive and they want to drive it down to a lower price so they can buy it back up and get
so basically, like, when they get like overbought, you know, people panic, they start selling. And then when they get like oversold, they be like, okay, they look like a decent price, you know, I might start buying.
Yeah, only thing, like, RSI is pretty much telling you what it's supposed to tell you. If it's expensive, it's cheap.
Yeah.
But I don't really buy into RSI. I'm not a RSI.
Traders shouldn't buy into RSI anyway.
No,
it's a phantom type of indicator.
Okay.
I believe RSI is one of those indicators they came up with to keep the 99% or the 90% of traders that's not being profitable, to keep them unprofitable. And they came, you know, when you have a problem, you got to have a solution. So I think they came up with RSI. You know, you can use it as a tool.
That's just like that. That's just like that MACD shit.
Yeah. I see, like, my chart is pretty much naked for the most part. But yeah, they know some retail traders are gonna be looking at an RSI like, oh, this overbought. I should, you know, yada yada yada. But the big money, they're not looking at no damn RSI. I can guarantee you, they're not looking at.
They just looking at price action, right?
Hey,
let me show you
trade is done algorithmically.
Let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. So if we look at Meta right here, right? Let's pick Meta from this spot right here. I can probably guarantee you that on an RSI, this was saying overbought. Is it still overbought? Is it still overbought? Is it still overbought? Is it still? Look how much money you missed out on because you're looking at an RSI. This shit probably said overbought for 2 months straight, and they kept.
Is that like what you call it, a holy grail situation?
A what?
A holy grail?
You know what a holy grail is?
Like is it like a teacup or something? What they call it?
No, holy grail is a 3-1-2 setup.
It's this right here. This is a holy grail. A 3-1-2.
Okay.
And then the Nirvana, this is a Nirvana, a 1-3. Oh, 1-3 hammer. What you say, Sal? This when you drop your nuts, right?
1-3 in that outside hammer, bitch. We going to Zamunda all the way because there's a high probability chance that we going through 2 price targets. Not saying that it will, but it's a high probability that we is.
Well, this one did for surely.
Yeah.
And this one, they played with you a little bit. This one, they played with you a little bit. Yeah, it is. Hold on.
4.99. If you have your plug card.
Somebody at Publix right now, or Walmart. So yeah, this is, you got a holy grail right here, 3-1. Look how strong that move was. Right here you had the Nirvana. It blew through 2 price targets the next 2 days, but it chopped around and then it gave you that big explosive move.
Shit, you got a potential holy grail on Roku tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. Yep, it is a holy. Yeah, if we go 2 up tomorrow, then it is a holy grail for sure. Well, it's already setting up for a holy grail, so we just looking for that 2 tomorrow, and this could be explosive.
And if that shit go 2 up, and then the 2 up behind it, shit, you're gonna see chat going crazy.
But remember what I told y'all. Not only is this a holy grail, but the day before this was a Nirvana, so it's a 1-3-1. 1-3-1s are highly explosive. From what I've noticed, 1-3-1s are very, very explosive. So shit, this might hit our weekly price target tomorrow. And
now, what you all that have been in chat, now do you all understand some of the things that we be typing at all? I need y'all to come off a mic and say that.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
Got it.
Will you all start speaking more so?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know one person who ain't scared to ask a question, and that's Jabril. And I know you all don't know it, but I'm gonna tell you all, we have an admin chat, and we have been, I'm gonna say, noticing him. He ain't scared to ask questions, and you know, he gonna get the help most definitely. And I'm gonna
Nah,
say
I'm
you
all
all can do
for it.
the same thing, because we know is a lot of people in chat, but that y'all all don't ask questions, you know. The
Hey,
teacher
bro,
will appear. The teacher will appear soon as the student show that he or she is ready. Literally.
hey, brother, can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, you can.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put my. I got a pretty good understanding of the strat, but
Yes, sir.
I watch. I probably watched every video on YouTube 10 times, and what I noticed each time, the way one person explained it, it may give me a clear understanding. It may be something kind of edge on, and maybe give me a clear understanding when I see it explained a different way.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm even though I feel like I understand it, I'm gonna put my name in that chat where you're saying you're gonna have a class for the people who don't understand it.
That's
Because like I said,
that's Biker Boy that's gonna do the class. I don't know what day he gonna choose it, or whatever. But I don't know your Discord name, but I've seen T Mike around. I'm gonna ask that you please, by all means, start speaking up more. You know.
so I certainly will. Because like I
Yes, sir.
said, what I'm saying is, some of it I may feel like I know until I run into something, and then hey, I'm finding out, well, I thought I knew something that I don't know, or you may know something more about it that I could have asked and I just missed it because I didn't ask. So you'll be hearing my name more often, and I'm gonna put my name in that chat, and anything else you got available, I'm gonna be
Yes,
going
sir.
for it.
Yes, sir. Let me ask you all while we on here, how do y'all feel about the trades that we've been calling out? Give me
It look
straight
good.
up.
That'd be a little
Give
bit
me a
expensive.
brutal. Yeah.
I've been hesitant because I've been getting smoked, just following things, not knowing prior. But now that I have the knowledge, I feel confident. But it's gonna take some time for me to just basically use that confidence into getting back into it, because I done smoked my account like four or five times by now.
I ain't
Yes,
gonna
sir.
lie,
And
Sal.
that's very hold up, one at a time. And that's very understandable, because we've all gotten smoked. I've gotten smoked behind being more or less too confident and borderline arrogant. And then, I could go up, $12,000-$13,000 in a day, and then thinking, fuck, I could hit every fucking trade I get in, and then end up getting smoked. That has happened. Just being full on transparent. Because if y'all noticed lately, I just been doing one or two trades a day, and that's it, as a wrap. But go ahead. I forgot which one that was talking. The next one, go ahead, please.
Yeah, with me. Yeah, the plays. Some of the plays that you call out, I wouldn't take the plays, but I go look at the charts and see what you did, to enter that play. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I got you. I understand where you're coming from. Good ass hit on Costco this morning too, dog.
Yeah, I'm still in it. I'm still in.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna make a hit.
Yeah.
Then Ernest coming up next week, so I hope my little 2 contracts do something.
Shit, don't never call them 2 little contracts, bro, because 2 little contracts sometimes could turn out to be some life-changing type of plays, dog.
I feel it.
Hey, Jabril, let me ask you a question, if you don't mind me asking. How much did you pay for one contract in Costco?
I think it was like $36.
$36. Okay.
Yeah.
So if if Costco go 1,000% times 2, what's that?
2,000.
Is it still little? I mean, it's more than 2,000. It's more than 2,000.
Hell nah.
Exactly.
So that'd be like 2,000 a contract.
You said you got it for $36 or $360?
$36.
Okay, so 36 or so 720. That ain't so small now, right?
Nah, hell no.
It's like contracts can go 3,000%, 4,000%. Like you may wake up and Costco is on the moon. Like you never know with this shit. Like with stocks, you literally never know. You can wake up and Costco up 4,000%. You ain't even planned for that. So don't ever downplay no 2 little contracts because it ain't never no little nothing. Like you never know what can happen with those contracts.
I feel it. I appreciate that shit.
Man, if somebody in here, you buying one contract, man, ain't nobody better have nothing to say. Because that's that's your portfolio.
Everybody's journey is literally different, dog. And just like Drake said, stop that pocket watching, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just let that shit motivate you more than anything. Don't never be a hater, dog. Always be a congratulator, bro. And just keep on saying to yourself, man, one day I'm gonna do that shit, you heard me?
Man, I'm in my own lane right now, you know.
Yo.
It's you versus you every day. You versus you.
That's it.
It is something I wanted to say. Yeah, so if y'all are newer and you don't know what you're doing spot on, like you need to be checking in with the beginners chat. Even if you don't have a question, you need to be checking into that and ask questions in the beginners chat. We've all been a beginner at some point. I know when we hop on these calls, it's somebody on this call right now who got they had they mouse over the unmute button and they mind wouldn't let them do it. They mind would not let them click the unmute button to ask their question. It's somebody on this call right now that happened to. I know that for sure, but you gotta open your mouth. That's the only way. Like that's the only way you're gonna learn. That's the only way you're gonna be profitable one day. You have to open your mouth. You can't suffer in silence. What's the
like
point?
our parents used to say, a closed
Real quick. What's the point of spending money every month if you just go keep getting clapped and suffering in silence? Use the tools that you have. We here for you. We're literally here for you. Use the tool.
Yeah. That's literally why this whole Discord was started. You know what I'm saying? I guess you can say I'm the architect behind this shit, this whole thing. But more or less, and I could have built this shit all kind of different ways and things of this nature. Hey, I could have just went with 8X at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And just called out whatever and, you know, giving them people bags and shit like that made my life a whole lot easier. But this shit was created, dog, just to help, I'm going to say, our culture more than anything. No disrespect against no one else. So please don't take that way by no means. You know what I'm saying? But this is more or less to help people, dog. You know, because I come from very meager beginners, dog. I know some of y'all know my background, but I did over 100 months in the federal penitentiaries. I ain't learned how to read until I got there, dog. And I'm not ashamed to put that on Front Street either. You know what I'm saying? If I could get this shit, dog, and make a hell of a living, you know what I'm saying, out of this shit, dog, then so can you, bro. It's, you know what I'm saying, a guy that was recently locked up, man, he made $13,000 from trading just spy from a swing, dog. And that man don't fully know what he doing yet. And that man was with me and BikerboyDee. This dude, every single night we was doing this shit here, right? What we doing now? Me, him, James, and a couple of people would be like 6, 7 of us every single night doing this shit right here, dog. And that man would be at work and he's sneaking on the clock coming to get that education. He just made $13,000, the most he ever made in his life, dog. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be really, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people say they motivated shit, dog, but fuck motivated, that shit wear off, you heard me? That's for pussies, square business, you heard me? You gotta be obsessed to gain some success, dog. You heard me? I'm gonna keep it all the way a stack with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just like Eric Thomas say, how bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying? If you're not tired of asking your boss for a day off to go chill with your family, your kids, your loved ones, or whatever, then you don't want it bad enough. It's simple as that. And only you And that person, that mirror, could decide this shit, bro. You know, I'm gonna say the beginning stage of this shit, it can seem like, you know, somebody talking Spanish or German or foreign language. But once you learn how to read a stock chart, you literally can print fucking money like crazy, dog. Man, y'all would be surprised and shocked. Not only me, but a lot of these people in this Discord that don't want to be known, you know what I'm saying, the type of money that they getting from in this goddamn Discord, you know? Man, y'all wouldn't believe it. It's somebody right now that if they gave me permission, I would show you all that they made $90,000 in a matter of 2 weeks from trading them motherfucking Ferrari tickets, literally. And they only started at $3,000. What, 30, $35, $3,600 to be exact. So the shit can be done. You just gotta lock in, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to them, whoever they is. I hope y'all in here too. Pat yourself on the back. And wherever you at in your journey, pat yourself on the back too. Just I was on a call with somebody yesterday. I told them the best thing I can tell you is get so deep into this shit that it ain't no turning back. Like the finish line is it is really never no finish line, but just it ain't no turning back. I'm so deep into this. I gotta keep going.
Man, you know what too? If a lot of people really knew Rose background, how she came up, how she got her job, dog, man, a lot of people would be patting Rose on the back and asking her still how she moving and going, dog. More or less, you know, she is my fucking spirit animal, no lie. And Rose done been through some shit in her life, dog.
Nah, she's a different animal for sure.
She's much appreciated, for real. For real. I really mean it.
So y'all got so we got, as far as charting so far, I know we covered a lot. This is recorded. It might take a while for it to upload, but besides like the strat itself, does anybody have questions as far as like the entries, the targets? And I really want y'all to go through that tab and watch all of those videos. Watch every last one of them.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason. So watch every single last one. And if you can't do that, you can't really answer the question, how bad do I want it? Because that's the simplest task, is watching some videos and taking some notes until you understand it. If you can't even do that and you still doing clap, then there's your answer, how bad you want it. Look at the chat. Shit, y'all got me ready to run through a wall right now. So,
hey, bro. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I ain't talking about nothing.
Hey, brother. Yeah, I'm saying, and like I said, I'm saying you there to get on that. One of my biggest problems that I've been having is I'm identifying my targets. I'm drawing I'm drawing my broad information. I mean, I'm getting good what's falling to the T. But one of my biggest problems is my I guess I greed and got me a couple of times, and it seemed like my stop points, I'm not handling my stops correctly. So whenever you do that, I don't know how to ask it, but I guess I'm just asking, can you kind of help me with the exits, the exit strategy?
So you're not talking about like stop losses. You're talking about like when to get out the play when you're in profit.
Correct.
All right. So if you let me
go back. All right, go ahead.
If you're struggling with that, right? If you're struggling with that, then start off slow. You have a daily PT1, right? So for the next, let's say 10 to 20 trades, get out at your daily PT1 no matter what. Like say at daily PT1, I'm out of this trade. Or if you want to set a percentage, if you say I'm up 30%, I'm getting out of this trade at 30%. And what that does is that allows you to stay disciplined to get out of trade when you hit your mark. That's going to teach you to stay disciplined with that. So if you say, if I make 30% on a trade, I don't care what happens after that. It can run to 1,000%. Cool. I'm taking my 30% every day, or I'm stopping at my daily PT1 every single time. So what that does is that wires your brain to take profit at that point, no questions asked. That's what trading is. Like, take profit when you're supposed to, no questions asked. If the trade not going in your way, cut the trade, no questions asked. That's as simple as it can be. And then once you get that down, then you can start holding for longer. But if you got to get into the habit of pressing sell out of this trade, pressing sell. I said I was going to take my money here, press sell, because that's where I said I was going to take it. When you start moving that goalpost, that's when you start getting clapped. Because now you, what they say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Now you falling for anything because you will win against your plan now. So now anything that happen, you go be reacting to whatever happens, not to what you said you was gonna take your bread at.
Before you even get in any particular trade, whether it's a call out or your own play, know what your exit plan is. Or what you could do, you get to that and you have multiple contracts. You get to that first PT, you trim one contract. You get to the next one, you trim some more. And you let your runner try to get to that third one. If you can get to that third one. It may not, price action may not allow you to get to that third price target. And that's okay, as long as you don't suffer no loss,
So for me, personally, like if I was taking this trade, let's say I got in at the call trigger, which I wouldn't, but let's say I got in at the call trigger. This may be a lot, and your stop loss is based on your account too. So, everybody's stop loss is going to be different. For me, this is going to be my stop loss. The reason it's going to be my stop loss is because it's below 50%. I'm looking at market structure on a smaller time frame. This is the swing low. So I know if we drop below this, that this could be starting a downtrend. So I have my entry and I have my stop loss and I have my price target. I'm ready to rock and roll. Now, if it comes down here first, I'm not even in the trade yet. So cool. And then I start seeing signs that it's going to the upside. I'm buying here. And then I'll have a stop loss down here. So if we start moving in this direction, you can always walk your stop loss off. I'm going to be in profit. You can keep walking it up if you want to.
Hey, real quick. So you'll take the entry there even though it ain't hit the trigger yet?
No, I'm saying after it hit a trigger. It will have to hit the trigger first.
All right.
I'm not getting no trade that didn't hit its trigger yet. So let's say it does something like this. It goes up and then it comes down right here. And then it starts showing signs that it's going back up. I'm going to get in at the sign that is going back up. Let's say it's a hammer candle right here, like on a 30-minute or 15-minute, whatever the case may be. Let's say it's on the 30-minute. It's a hammer right here. I'm going to get my entry right here, my stop loss right here. Stop loss right there. And I got it marked out. Like I literally marked everything like this. As soon as I get in the trade, I mark where I entered. Like I have templates for everything. This makes trading easy for me. I have everything mapped out. I know where I entered. So I know if I'm up here and we start coming back down, I'm like, all right, I enter right here. I don't have to guess where I enter. I enter right here. So if we go up and we start coming back down, I know exactly where I entered. I know I'm still in profit. So I'm straight. I'm chilling. Right? So now I'm just riding the wave up. I have my stop loss. I have my price target. I have everything I need to be in this trade. I've identified where I'm taking my money out. I've identified where I'm cutting my loss. And now I just wait to see which one happened. The odds is in my favor. We already triggered 2 up on the day. I've already planned this trade with the bias of where I wanted it to go. So I have the edge right now. Trading is about having an edge. I have the edge. The cards are in my favor. So now I just got to wait for it to work out or don't work out. That's simple. More times than not, it's going to work out because I picked this trade for a reason. So there you go. That's how I do it, though. Everybody has their own method. Everybody does it differently. Some people do 50% of the previous candle. Some people, it's a million ways you can do it, but that's literally, I walked you through how I go through my trades. Like when I'm in a trade, that's exactly what I do. Your stop losses at the swing lows. Yes, my stop losses are at the swing lows because I know that could be the start of a downtrend. So that'll tell me like, hey, this trade is probably not working out in my favor because we're trending down on a smaller time frame. Now it could revert, and this happens too. It can hit my stop loss and reverse and go back up. Cool. I cut my loss. I can either opt to get back in the trade, or I could just take my L and move on. But I'm a fib trader and I'm big on market structure. So that's how I do my stop losses. And that seems to work for me. But me saying that, if you don't understand like how I do it, don't go ahead and follow that. Cause that means that's not for you, or you just don't understand that. So don't you be putting your stop losses based off of what I just said and think it's gonna be okay. That's something I've back tested. That's something like I've built into my strategy. So you just gotta do what works for you, honestly. Okay. Any more questions? I know y'all still got some charting to do.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you tell it? Well, let me ask this. Is there a video in the education section that talks about how to determine if it's a pullback or if it's a downtrend? Because I feel like that I
Yes.
get tripped up by that.
The video is titled TTO versus reversal. That talks about that in great detail.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And you can watch it, but I'll show you just really quickly. So a trend is higher highs, higher lows, like that. So if we start making lower lows and lower highs, then that it has changed trend. That's no longer a pullback. But once you watch that video, it'll make sense.
Got it. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other questions? I know we went on for a long time, so. Anybody else?
No, just thank you.
Yep, not a problem. So